Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Thursday, July 21st, 2016. Traders coming to you live from Thailand. Bright blue sunny skies after 2 hours before it was pouring down rain. Yep, looks like it's going to be a beautiful day today. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, really great to be with you on this Thursday. Have a lot going on today. Minimal high impact data, but we have the Euro interest rate decision today and ECB President Draghi speaking today. I'll get to my comments on that in just a moment. Traders, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and I am your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I will let you know that I do record this during the Asia session. Currently, it is 7:30, 55 seconds in Bangkok, Thailand, and it is 20:31 and 4-second hours on Wall Street. All right, traders. Well, let's talk about me just for a minute. I started trading in the year of 2006. In 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. 9 days later, got on the Big Bird and came over to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, traders, I'm in my 9th year, and I am still in Asia. Absolutely loving Asia. The people, the food, the climate, and the weather. It's just awesome. But what's more awesome is the time zone. I can trade all 3 sessions and still get a good night's rest. That's right. I can trade Asia, which is early in the morning, get about a 2-hour break, go and trade London, get about an hour and a half break, go and trade 2.5 hours of New York, as I do trade a different instrument in the U.S. session. I trade options in the U.S. session. So I'm only in there for about 2 hours, and that gets me pretty much done by 10:30 p.m. for me here in Thailand, which would be 11:30 a.m. on Wall Street. So I'm out of there just before Wall Street's lunch. All right, so how do I trade? I'm a pullback trader. I like to see a trade make a move. I like to fib it, have it come back, pull back, and then I like to take my entry. However, I do listen to fundamentals all day long. I pay for a news feed. It's important that you know what's going on around the globe. You don't have to pay for news feed, traders. You can get free news data, and you can even find free news feeds that are moderated, such as I have. The only difference with mine is I get emails, I get updates on each session before the open, the middle, and then the end of the session. So I get a lot of extras, and that's why I pay for it. And being a moderator, you need that, right? And especially when I put on a presentation every day like this, my news feed and data is so important so I can be up to date as I hit my charts about between 5:30 and 6 a.m. in the morning to get ready to do this. So after this, and I get all this data, this fundamental data, I love being a technician. I just love looking at candlestick charts. I love looking at price action. Candlesticks tell you a story. It tells you where price action can go in the future. So we look at candlestick patterns. We look at support, resistance, price action, price structure, and price failure. Where does price failure come in? It comes in at price levels. If you go back in your charts and say you take a 2-hour chart and you do, which I do, on a different platform than any other platform I use, I put levels on the chart. So before I take a trade, I jump over to that platform and I make sure that I'm not coming into one of those levels. And as long as I'm not coming into one of those levels, I can make that trade. And basically, traders, that's how I trade. All right, let's get our legal stuff out of the way. This is the risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, remember, this is a game of capital preservation. Live to trade for tomorrow, right? You need capital in your account to trade. So therefore, do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's head over to news and commentary. Pretty excited to get into this The U.S. session really, from the get-go, I was at the computers. I was watching closely at the open. I was actually in front an hour before the U.S. session, really taking a look at what we can expect and just reading up on what we're going to expect in the U.S. session. And what they said, we were going to open up on a high and we were going to stay in the green for the day. And they're not right most of the time. They were right yesterday. The Dow 30 closed up 0.19%. The S&P 500 closed positive 0.49%. The NASDAQ closed 1.06%. All right. And the small cap 2000 closed positive 0.69%. A little problem looking at that. All right. Let's take a look at what happened in the Eurozone yesterday. Again, all green. What about the DAX? The DAX up 1.61%. The FTSE 100 up 0.47%. The CAC 40 up 1.15%. And the Euro Stoxx 50 positive 1.27%. Again, all the markets in the green. Traders, we're going to come on over to Asia. Remember now, some of these countries are not trading yet. They got about another 50 minutes before they get online. However, the Nikkei 225 is currently trading and it's 1.12% in the green. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is positive 0.72%. The China A50 closed yesterday negative 0.49%. The Hang Seng out of Hong Kong is not open, but they did close positive 0.97%. However, the Kospi, our good friends in Seoul, are positive just barely, and they are currently trading at 0.05%. Traders, let's take a look at the economic calendar. Really not a lot of data coming out. We have a lot of medium impact data. We have NAB quarterly business confidence coming out of Australia today in the Aussie session. Don't think that's going to do a lot, to be honest with you. I don't think that's going to rattle any cages. We have let's see, we have, okay, so we have medium impact core retail sales out of the pound. Like I said, not a lot of high impact. We have retail sales out of the pound 90 minutes after the London Open. Then we have retail sales month on month. Now that is high impact, again, 90 minutes after the Open. And then we have at London Lunch, we have deposit facility rates. That comes out. And also we have interest rate decision for July. We are not expecting any changes out of ECB President Draghi. They're going to keep their rates the same. They're in a disaster over there. Draghi is probably he's probably getting about 10 minutes sleep a night. He probably is not sleeping very well. His market is just in such an array of turmoil and disruption. I mean, what can he do? I mean, I just don't understand what he can do. They're just in a mess. However, in the U.S. session, we have Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, high impact news event coming out in the U.S. session, and we have actually at an hour before the New York stock market opens, ECB President Draghi speaks. That is going to be very interesting. Not that I'm going to listen to him. I'll read about him after it's over. But he's going to do speaking. And then we have high impact existing home sales out of the U.S. U.S. session's pretty active today, folks. So we'll have to keep an eye. And there's medium impact data all throughout the day. So that's some good stuff. And why is it good stuff? Because it keeps price action on the go. And that's what we want. We want to see price action on the go. All right. What's my commentary? What a great day yesterday. Some really nice trades. A lot of trades did what we wanted it to do. The Euro Aussie, which is my favorite trade, did not do what I was expecting it to do, but it did do what I said it likes to do, and that is when it gets in a move, a trend, it stays in that trend for a while. Remember, I thought it was going to reverse back to the downside. Didn't do it. So some interesting charts today. I think we got some great trade plans today. We got plenty of data coming out to keep price moving, and I think we're going to do fine. All right, let's get started. Let's start off with the euro. Oh, let's talk about one more thing. Oil, really volatile. Went down to $43.66 yesterday, closed at $45. Gold is still about the 1322 area. It's really not moving very much. Gold is pretty much staying flat. It's not doing a lot, but oil is all over the place. I'm still, not that I'm bullish in oil. However, I do think that oil is going to stable out at $50 a barrel, 49.50. I don't think it's going to stay higher than 50, but I don't think it's going to stay at $40 a barrel. They can't do it. It's got to be as close to $50 a barrel to keep the operation moving. All right, let's take a look at the euro dollar. This was a great trade yesterday. It was sideways for such a long time, and really the New York session was a disaster. It finally came down, and it did hit our take profit area. But it was a very, very hard trade, folks. If you took the short on the euro, congratulations. But if you look left of the chart now, it's just Forex junk, right? We just got this nasty price action. We need this aggressive pullback to this R1 pivot at 1.1040, and we're going to sell this, right? Now, we'd love to see this happen before the London Open. So, we've got almost 4.5 hours before that happens. So, saying that, the bias, of course, for the euro dollar is bearish. It has been bearish. I am still bearish. And you know what? I think it's going to keep becoming bearish. I don't expect good numbers out of the pound. They have not had any good numbers in weeks. So this is just going to push this euro down farther. All right. Let's take a look at the pound. This is a Great British Pound. This is yesterday's chart, by the way. And the reason I didn't change it was because we're at a really great spot here. Folks, we have an indecision candle that spiked the R1 pivot point. Why can't we sell this? We just need a couple of red candles, and we need this 10 EMA, that little brown line, to go sideways, and we can sell this. And it should be at about the 1.3225 area, and we'll sell it. Yep, we're going to get a bounce at the 200, and we're going to get a bounce at the daily pivot, but we can get down all the way down to support at 1.3091. I think this is a good trade, and I do think the pound's going to dump it like a rock. As you know, they're in bed. Believe it or not, with Brexit, I mean they're in bad shape. But I don't know. It just looks like they're handling it a lot better than the Eurozone is handling it, and it's going to be interesting. Pretty interesting. Their new Prime Minister May. She's not. From what I see now, it's early. It's she's only in her first week, but she's doing stuff. She's getting things in line, and they're saying January they're going to invoke that Article 50, and that'll put the 2-year clock on, and they're expecting to move ahead, and they're on it. They're on it. They're definitely moving. Other than ECB President Draghi, we're not hearing much out of him. We will today, though. All right, let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. This is just bearish, my friends. There is nothing else to do but sell, 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 and when you finish, keep selling. Just sell the Aussie dollar. If this pulls back up, it's a correction, right? Forex doesn't move in a straight line. It's a correction. It's a stop run. It's whatever you want to call it. Market movers, market makers, whatever you want to call it. They're making a move. Great, congratulations. However, I need this to pull back up to the R1 pivot, 0.7515. We'll get out at 0.7457. And, we'll probably get a bounce at the daily pivot, so put your stop accordingly, expecting that bounce. But it's bearish. And if you have to hold it, you just hold it. As long as it doesn't stop you out, you just hold it, right? It's going to come back down, folks. This is bearish, so bearish. It's been bearish for years. And I'm proving my point. And, Aussie land does not want this at 74. They want this at 68, 66, 65, right? This is way too high for them. They want this down. Okay, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. I talked about this a little bit in the commentary section. Take a look at this price action. You see where it came down and it went sideways, right? Went sideways, went sideways, went sideways. And then, like late in New York, it decides, well, you know what? We're going to come down again. We're going to touch that blue line, which is a 55 exponential moving average. And we're just going to grind a little bit with these small, wimpy candles, and we're going to come back up. Where does it stop? The R1 reversal pivot point. Now, what do we need to look at here? Well, one, the 10 EMA is not far away from price, but considerable away from price. So I'm expecting price to come back to that 10 EMA. And again, I'd like to see that go sideways, that 10 EMA, and go through it. We're going to get a bounce at the daily pivot point. I mean, just look left of the chart. It's been an area that they really enjoy, and then we're just going to sell this. I'm not worried about the 200 exponential moving average. Just let it go, and we'll get out at the R2 reversal pivot point at 1.4620. So we'll see. The Euro Aussie does what it wants. It has nothing to do with news, data, anything. This pair does what it wants to do. I do like that the resistance line that I placed on the chart has touched 2 times. So this looks really nice. I'm going to blog this today, by the way. This is a really nice chart. All right, let's take a look at the Euro-Yen. Euro-Yen, again, had an update yesterday. Don't panic. This pair is bearish. Bearish, bearish, bearish. It's at the R1. It's got 3 indecision candles. This thing's ready to head for the downside. Again, the 10 EMA we're concerned about. We want to see price get back down to it, so let's get in it. This has 118.02. I would wait for 117.90 or 117.95 with a close, and then we can get in, and we'll get out at the daily pivot point at 117.38. Okay, so that's a nice 50 pip trade, and that's how I would look at it, and we'll just take it down. If it goes through the daily pivot point, take it down to the 200 exponential moving average, which again is support. So pretty nice trade there. All right, New Zealand dollar, beautiful move yesterday. They had weak data come out. It was low and medium impact data come out early in the Asia session, and it just stumped it, just stumped this. And if you were patient and stayed in the trade yesterday, you would have never been stopped out. You'd still be in that trade, and you probably hit your take profit limit order, and you're out, and you're smiling. If you're in Asia, you're drinking coffee with a smile. If you're in the U.S., the East Coast, you're getting ready to go to sleep, and you're smiling. So either way, you're smiling. Traders, that wraps up our 6 currency pairs. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL, Excellence in Trading, I'd like to thank you for joining me today, July 21st, 2016, on a Thursday. Traders, always remember to trade smart and not hard. Traders, it's been great being with you, and we'll catch you in about 24 hours. Take care, traders. Bye-bye.